I work with a lot, and he phoned John and said, listen, I think you should see Sylvester McCoy. I think he would be really good as Doctor Who. And John said, what, are you with the same agency? I've just spoken to this guy, you know, and John was that kind of man, he kind of believed in synchronicity, and he thought, wow, yeah, I'll go and see him. And also, as luck would have it, I was playing the Pied Piper in a piece at the National Theatre, and it was a very good audition piece for the Doctor. John went to see it. I went back to the office and said, I've found my new Doctor. The powers above him didn't want me as the Doctor. They wanted a guy called Ken Campbell. So the battle went on about who should become the Doctor. And luckily, I didn't know this Ken Campbell was up for it, because he was one of my great mates and gurus. He was the guy who got me started. I would have been appalled if I'd known he was up for the part of Doctor Who. But luckily I got it. And it wasn't luck in many ways. Got two other actors who were totally wrong for Doctor Who. Good actors, but just wrong for Doctor Who. So he filmed those two and me. And of course I stood out because I was, you know. And so he cheated and got me in as well that way. So that was luck, wasn't it? Yeah. Hello. Have you got a head? No? Got a bandage? What's that?
Do you used to leave your sonic screwdriver?
Ah, now, you have made a bit of a faux pas there. I never had a sonic screwdriver. My doctor didn't have a sonic screwdriver because, at the time, the producer, he thought, yes, calm down. It's great. I mean, I've been working with Ian McClellan now forever, it seems like. Because I first worked with him at the Royal Shakespeare Company, and we did a world tour of King Lear. He played King Lear, and I played the full to his King Lear. And that was a year and a half. And then we filmed it at the end. And we came here, we came to New Zealand anyway, we came to Auckland and Wellington, and that's where I met Peter Jackson personally. And that's where the next step towards I think that's the Brown came through. And then I did a comedy series, pilot with Ian, who is incredibly funny, he's incredibly witty, because it was improvisational stuff. And you just kept falling around laughing at him, it was just great. And now we're kind of old mates really, but definitely old.
During Doctor Who, you keep saying that you're more than just any Time Lord. What was that all about?
Yes, well, the plan was, the master plan was, that if we'd have done the fourth season, we were going to kind of peel the onion, because I really thought that the Doctor Who, there was too much known about him. You know, he was no longer a mystery. The who had gone. Who is he? Who? What? Why? That had gone really, and we were trying to bring that back. That's why my Doctor got darker, it got manipulative, it might have got a bit dangerous. You wanted the audience to think, actually, is this guy alright? That was his dream. And then in the fourth season, we were going to peel the onion, and underneath it we would discover that he was actually part of my triumvirate that had created the Gallifreyan Society. And so then that would have opened up a whole new mystery that we could have explored. But we never got that far, did we? No. Someone up here had a hand up.
No, it's a man.
You just dive into concrete and roll around. And the dummies, the dummies? The dummies that were, their hands went like that and the guns came out and go, I find them a bit scary. I used to like that idea. Dummies would come to life and try to kill you.
Maybe one of us from back over here was holding her other arm up.
She's holding her other arm up. Oh my goodness. That lady. Batty lady. Actually, no.
Were there any times that like a stunt or something went horribly wrong and someone had to go to hospital?
Yes! Well, actually, what happened was, we were filming, and it was the end of the day, and at the BBC in those days, they used to pull the plug at 10 o'clock if you were on a late one, or 6 o'clock was an early one. But anyway, this was a 10 o'clock one. Sophie Aldrin, Ace, was in a glass tank, and the idea was that the water was filling up, that she got trapped. This was in Battlefield, I think. Yes, she got trapped behind this glass, and then the evil force was going to drown her. And so the water was coming up, And I was going back and forth, is somebody, is that coming, you know, that stuff. And I suddenly noticed the glass started to boom. It started to come out. And I thought, that's not right. Glass doesn't do that. And then I thought really quickly, and I did at the top of my voice, and with the most commanding voice I could command up for myself, I shouted, get her out of there! What? And luckily there was two guys up above who were pouring the water in. And so they just grabbed her. She didn't know what was happening, so they grabbed her. And as they grabbed her, the whole thing shattered. And tons of water came rushing out. And I ran for a wooden stair, because we were in the studio and it's full of electricity. And I was, and then I shouted, switch off the electricity! So for once I actually did become a real superhero.
Take that, we're fine.